welcome back to my channel. I feel like it's been a long time since I've posted a video, a long time since I've done a sit-down video, and I just wanted to let you guys all know where I've been, what I've been up to. Yes, I'm on summer break, finally, and I'm gonna catch you guys up what's been going on the past few weeks. The first thing that's been taking up 99% of my time is recently I have become a dog mom. That's right, this cat lady now owns a puppy as well. I went onto a county website, saw him, fell in love, called them because I actually didn't have an application up and I was questioning whether or not that was like a thing they did. And they wanted me to come see him. So I went after work 2 days before I picked him up, so that Thursday before school ended. And they actually tried to get me to go home with him that day. I went Thursday, I left work a little bit early and got there right before they closed, and they were all set. They're like, you can walk out of here today with him, and I was not ready for him because my Chewy order had not come in yet. It was supposed to come in that next day on Friday. So I postponed it until Saturday. I went that Saturday and picked him up. He was just as adorable as I remembered, and it was just kind of one of those things. I was really worried at first because I've never adopted an animal, I guess, where you got to choose. Hemingway I got off of Craigslist, and it was just one of those situations where you walked into the environment and you were like, yep, you're coming with me. And then Houdini, actually, one of the teachers that I worked with rescued him from the mountains and just kind of gave him to me and brought him in and dropped him off. So there was never a chance where I went into some place and was like, which one do I like the best? So I was really worried that I wouldn't like him, but I did. It was kind of one of those yeah, you're coming home with me moments. He's getting along fairly well with the cats, not for lack of trying. They are just not used to his energy. He's very energetic and wants to be near them and on top of them, and they just need a little bit of space. But they are getting along. There's no hissing, there's no attacking, so that's really good because that's what one of the things I was worried about, or that I was worried that he would try to bark at or bite them, and he doesn't, so that's great. Let's see, other than that, he just turned 3 months last Wednesday, and he has one more round of vaccinations until he's allowed out in the general public. He's taken a few trips with me, but mostly inside of a bag or in my arms that I'm carrying him. I don't ever let him walk on the pavement because they told me to make sure that he was fully vaccinated, and he wasn't allowed to go anywhere where other dogs may be. And my community has a ton of dogs. We are a very dog-friendly community. It probably seems a little excessive, but we actually already had a health scare. The vet called me, not the vet, the shelter called me, I want to say the Thursday after I adopted him, so almost a week after I had him, and he was at the shelter with his brother, and I picked him up. His brother was not very nice to him or to anybody, but they called me from the shelter and they said that I had to rush my guy to the vet because his brother had come down with parvo, and it was super serious because of how small they are, and that it couldn't wait. I had gotten an appointment the next morning at some place because the shelter called me at 4:30, and the lady was even then no, you need to go today. So that was not a fun moment. But he ended up being fine. So he's basically a house cat. That's the life he's living. Pretty soon he'll be outside though, so it'll be exciting because he does have a lot of energy, and I do want to take him on walks. So without further ado, I will introduce y'all because he's sitting on my lap and getting a little squirmy. But this is our friend Chip. He is a little Chihuahua mix. His mom was a Chihuahua and a Dachshund, and then we don't know what his dad was. But he was born at the shelter, so this is his first time in a home, and he's pretty little. He's a solid 4 pounds as of last week. He's probably put on a little bit of weight since then, but he's pretty awesome. And I'll insert some clips and some vlog footage in here so you guys can see what we've been up to. But yeah, we've just kind of been hanging out, loving life, and enjoying the nice weather because we can finally have the windows open. I am taking little man here on his first outing, so the camera angle a little wonky. I know my forehead's probably cut off, but he's got his little squeaky toy. We're hanging out. And we are going to Hobby Lobby to look for some fabric to make him some collar handkerchiefs. I really think they're adorable, but all of the ones in like PetSmart and Petco and even online are so big that like they would just fall off of him. So my goal is to find some very cute fabric and to grab some, and this way I can come home and sew him some myself. Alright, so we are back from Hobby Lobby. I'm actually in the parking lot, like we're not home or anything. But, oh man, that's so good! He was such a precious little meeple. And everybody's super friendly. Like, I talk to way more people now that I have a dog, because they all just want to talk about him. But he's so cute! He did so well in the store. I was actually, like, low-key really nervous. He does try to, like, climb out, but, like, not too much. He just wants his paws out. But, like, that kept scaring me. But other than that, he did amazing, and he was just like super curious and wanted to see what everybody was doing. Oh, look at that yawn. But we did get some fabric for his collars, so I got a really cute gray with white triangle print. One of my big issues was a lot of the ones that I saw, the prints were too big for him. Like, it just wouldn't have looked good. Like, I couldn't get whatever print it was. This was one of the ones that were like probably a little bit too big because of the spacing, so I'm probably only going to get like one little anchor on it, but it's this little navy blue anchor. I think this will be cute for the summer. And then I got him a gray buffalo check. So we have 3 different bandanas that we can make for him. I'll probably see if I can do that either later today or maybe tomorrow, since tomorrow it's supposed to rain and be gross out. But so cute. Hopefully they fit him and they're not too long. I think, like on the pictures on the internet, they have it where it hangs down their chest. But I think for him, I'll just put it on his back so it could be a little bit longer, because otherwise he'll trip over it. But we are going to head home now, and then we're going to watch some TV maybe, and have some snacks, huh? Yeah, some snacks. The other update I have is how my move from school to school has been going. It was a lot of work at the beginning. We are finished though, for the most part. I'm probably not going to be going back until the school year starts. It was a little rough that first week because I thought I would just go in and move everything over, but it turns out they were doing the floors and vacuuming and shampooing the carpets. So it was just kind of something that I had to put off and kind of hang tight on. I did eventually finish it though. I did have to go through a ton of stuff, and I sorted through it, and I kind of decided what was still usable, and I gave that to the new therapist that's going to be at my old school, because there was, like I said, nothing in that room once I cleaned it out, because it all had been stuff that I've accumulated over the years that I was taking with me. I'm actually really excited because there are a bunch of activities and games and things like that that I've never had access to, I guess. I mean, I've seen them before and they've always seemed really cool, but I didn't have them at where I was. So I'm excited to use those. I stacked all of my games up. I probably have a clip of it, and I'll insert it right after I give the spiel of like what the tour looks like. But all of my games are stacked on top of the little closet in there, and it is packed out. So we are good with games until forever, pretty much. So I'm really excited about that. Okay guys, I just wanted to give you a tour of my new office. So far it is still super messy, but some of it is not my fault. This right here definitely is. So when you come in, you've got this large pile of garbage, which is exactly what all of that is. I'm just kind of stacking it up for the custodians to come take. And then I'm going to take this down too. But this is a mirror, but on the other side it's the sensory room. But what I'm going to end up doing is putting a piece of fabric over it and then sticking command hooks on there and using that to hang up my pocket chart and also my chart paper. So I think I'll hang it there for this year. And then these are all of the books that I still have to go through from the other office. So I'm going to go through, throw out what we don't need, add it to that pile, and then keep what I'm going to keep, and then any duplicates or anything that's good I'm going to pack up to bring to the old school for the new therapist to use. There is an apple cutout in there. And then I have to take this down, but I'll probably just fix this once the school year comes because it still has Happy Easter stuff. And I'm going to put fabric over this and probably put up the calendar and things like that on there. So there's that. And then this filing cabinet I'm going to get rid of because I emptied it out and threw out everything that was in there. Those are just some leftover boxes, I've got my closet, and then on top of that is my cluster of games that I have acquired, and also the ones that are already here. I went through them, got rid of what wasn't good, donated what I knew I wouldn't use that was still good, and then that's the aftermath. And then this closet still needs to be organized in some sort of fashion, but I have all of my testing materials down there. This was gonna be language. It still is mostly language minus the barbecue set. And then I put some of my theme boxes as well as my books there. And then this was articulation stuff, and then also like fake food and all of my old lady stuff, tissue boxes, the caterpillar, the grass, pretty much everything. Any felt activities that I have. Anything that really has a book companion is on this shelf, which it looks really messy, so I have to redo that. And then I have more felt food, Mr. Potato Head, and then Barnyard Bingo. And then, like I said, down here is just, I don't even know, books that are too big to be on the shelf, some blocks, a barn, my cookie cutters, and then also my back to school backpack for vocabulary. So this does need a lot of work still, but we're doing what we can with what we've got, and that's pretty much what I've organized so far. And then over here, behind the computer, I have all of my textbook books, paper, extra paper, and then down here, these are my 2 binders for like dittos. And then what I did was I separated all of my workbooks that I'm going to keep. These 2 are articulation and phonology. This is following directions and making inferences and sequencing. These are social stories and like social skills books. These are, I think these are early language development, hidden pictures. Oh, this is like vocabulary. This is reading and listening comprehension, and then these are just like miscellaneous. So there's one for fluency, there's some for oral motor exercise, and then I just have my examination gloves there. But that's everything so far. I unpacked, like I said, most of the boxes. I put a lot of stuff back in my car. I'm just gonna take it home because it won't fit, and I don't want it to look too super cluttered, but I'm gonna get going on this because it is 2 o'clock, and I think I can only stay until 4 before they close, and then I still have to do my caseload on the computer. So I'm gonna get going with that, and I will check in with you guys in a little bit. So I am just about to head out for the day. I finished as much of the caseload as I could. I just have to put the kids' addresses in once I can get into the system. And then, like I said, we're gonna get rid of this, hopefully. But this is what everything looks like, and it's starting to come together. Hopefully, eventually, I'll be able to get rid of that filing cabinet. And like I said, get a curtain or something up. The other thing that I've been working on are my articulation cards. I'm doing a set of cards for every sound along with the pictures on them, and then underneath the card will be a sentence, and then I'm just gonna have the little pages that fit into the photo boxes so that you can check them off, and when you do them during the different interims, you can track their progress. So it's essentially articulation progress monitoring, but it'll also be really great because you can give it to parents and you can just print out a stack of the cards to give to them, or you could just give them the word list with the homework, depending on what they need. If the kids need a little bit more help, the cards will definitely be useful. So that's another thing. I'm about 50% of the way done with that. It's just coming up with the pictures. It's a mixture of my clip art as well as clip art that I found on some type of website. I think it's, I don't know, I forget. The other thing I'm working on are a set of articulation cards for every sound that does the initial, medial, and final position as long as it's available. H tends to be one of the ones that doesn't always work for all of them. But I'm really excited to have that done because I'm also going to use that to help progress monitor throughout the year. And it's also really good to send home with the articulation homework because it's just a little 5x7, I think, or it's 4x6, a 4x6 sheet, and you can just staple it to it, and then they have all of the words, and then if the kids need a little bit more help, the picture cards will have a sentence underneath it as well, so they can either repeat the sentence or use the picture to help them figure out what the word is, and then the word is actually, or the position that the sound is in and the word is highlighted in red. So that'll be something that's really cool and helpful. Once again, probably will take me most of the summer, but I will have it linked down below once it is in my TBT shop if that is something that you are interested in. The last thing that I've been working on are some brand new labels. I am redoing all of the labels on everything that I have and adding new labels to everything so that I am way more organized this year, because that is going to be super, super important. So I'm making labels for all of my photo card boxes. I'm making labels for all of my magazine holders that have like all the different notebooks and workbooks in them. I've divided everything up by area, so articulation, phonology, expressive language, receptive language, following directions, sequencing, all different things like that. So I'm really making an effort to get super organized this year, organizing all of my scrapbook boxes. That's pretty much what I've spent most of this week doing. Everything that I took home from the 2 offices that I just didn't think I needed, or I was going to keep here and kind of rotate out throughout the seasons, I made sure to go through what I had and kind of dump everything. And honestly, I threw out a lot of stuff. Just a lot of junk that I've accumulated over the years, that those things that you think you'll eventually use, but then you never do. Yeah, those went. I got really vicious and, you know, really cutthroat about what was going to be kept in my therapy room, because I don't want it to look like a hoarding situation like my last office did. That about wraps it up for my beginning summer update. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos or just more of Chip. Who wouldn't want to see more of Chip? I love when YouTubers have their cats and dogs in their videos. If you have any tips on taking care of a new puppy or any tips for training a new puppy, please leave them down in the comments below, because I could use all the help that I can get, because it's very different being a dog mom than it is from being a cat mom. But I will see you guys next time. Bye!